What's up, everybody? How you doing? Dr. Ray. I'm just getting set up here. We're going to talk about NFTs today. Just give me 1 second to make sure we're live and good and everything's all set up. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? Dr. Ray here. And today I want to talk about NFTs. So I have, over the last let's see, week. I mean, I've been following NFTs for a while, talking to my students about them, talking to some of my colleagues about them. But over the last week, I decided I finally had some time because my semester's ending. I finally had some time to actually build some of my own NFTs, get them up, and I want to talk about my experience a little bit. And I am going to create a video probably tomorrow or Friday about NFTs in general and walk you through the whole entire process. This is when I'll upload. I'll show all the sites I use, but I'll talk about all that today so that we can talk about it live because I just wanted to talk about it. So first of all, for those of you that have not been following the craze around NFTs and don't know what they are, basically what NFTs are is they are some kind of digital asset that is basically secured in the blockchain so that there's only one version of it. There could be, I can give 100 versions of the same image to people, but each one will have its own code in the blockchain. So there's the first version of it, the second version of it, and that kind of stuff. But basically what it is it's ownership of that image. It's so an example of an NFT in real life is if I paint a picture, which I have pictures all around me in my office, if I paint a picture and then I were to make prints of that and sell the prints to people or give the prints to people, that would be the equivalent of what an NFT is online. It's not the same thing as me downloading an image off a website because it's not that image isn't there's not a protected version of that. That would be like me just having it on my computer. I could never sell that image. I don't own copyright rights to that image. Nothing if I download it from the web. But if it's an NFT, it's protected in the blockchain and I could actually resell that version if it increases in value. I could potentially have copyright and other things like that. So that's the gist of what this is. Essentially, it's just an electronic file that's protected that you own that version of. That's what it is. So, I've heard about people selling NFTs for crazy amounts of money, thousands of dollars, people becoming millionaires off NFTs. And I'm like, oh my God, this is craziness. The people are paying all this money for it. So I really wanted to do it myself to really see the advantages and disadvantages and what I like and dislike about them. So that's what I want to talk about. And if you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to post them in the chat. Whenever I'm live, I'm definitely free to answer questions and talk about my experience. But basically, so what I did is, as you know, for those of you who follow me routinely, I have tons and tons and tons of paintings in my office that I've done. I'm a painter. I love art. In fact, I'm going to show you guys one for those of you listening. Sorry, you're not going to get to see this, but I'm holding up one of my paintings right now. You can't really see it because I got the green screen up, but anyway, this is one of my paintings. So I have all of these paintings that I have done over the last, years of my life. I've done a bunch of them, but I thought that it would be really cool to turn them into digital assets that I could sell via NFT. So the first thing that I did is I put them, so I took the digital picture and that image that I just showed you right now, I put that into Adobe Illustrator. I rendered it in Illustrator and, made it a vector-based graphic. And then I had this cool digital version of that logo. And I actually did that because that's the logo for my surfboard. So I had to do that as a separate project months back. So during COVID. So I did that. And so I had this digital asset and I thought, how do I go about, how do I sell this? And I went and I searched around the web to find a few different places to actually sell it, where do NFTs sell. It seemed like the biggest, most popular place was a place called OpenSea. So the first thing you have to do when you're going to sell one of these NFTs is you find a place where you want to sell it. So I went to this place, OpenSea, and basically what happened was I tried to list my item, and what they said is, no, you have to have a crypto wallet. So I have a crypto wallet, but basically what that means is that there are two components to having an NFT. So think of this, it's very similar to like PayPal, the way PayPal and eBay operate. So like PayPal's the part that like handles your money, and eBay, and I know they're interconnected much easier, but the basic gist of it is that PayPal handles your money and eBay is the place you sell. Very similar to how NFTs work, with you have a crypto wallet and you have a site that you sell your NFTs on. So basically what I did is I had to sign up for a crypto wallet. Now I already had a Coinbase account and a few other crypto wallets, but it didn't seem like those were the wallets that these places accepted. So I just signed up. It literally took 2 seconds to get a crypto wallet. So bam, I did that. And the most common one is MetaMask. That's the one I used, correct? Yeah, MetaMask. That's the most popular one. It connects right to Firefox, which is perfect for me, and Chrome if you're a Chrome user. So I did that. And then once I connected to MetaMask, I was able to use these sites. So I signed up for OpenSea, took a couple minutes to sign up. And basically, I tried to list my NFT. Well, they were asking me for $58 to list my NFT, and I thought, what the heck? Who would pay money? First of all, who would pay money to list something? And secondly, I'm definitely not doing that. So apparently, there's something called a minting fee, which basically is like the fee for getting it into the blockchain, and there's a fee to that. So unfortunately, this place OpenSea, they charge you for the first one or two. It wasn't clear on their website or in forums. Images that you put up, you have to pay that fee, and then it's free to do it from then on. Well, it's not really free. It's just your customer pays. So let me explain that. So basically what that means, and the amount ranges. I saw people being charged like $130 for an item. Some people being charged like only $30. They were trying to charge me $58 to list my first item. And basically that's what's called the minting fee. And I didn't do it, but let me just talk about it for a minute here. So they wanted to charge me this fee, so I had to do more investigating. It seems they charge you in some places of their site. It says for the first image, and sometimes it says the first two. But then what happens is your end user has to pay that fee. So if you sell something for $1, the person who buys it has to pay $59 because they buy it for $1 and then have to pay that minting fee. So either you pay it or they pay it. So that's the first thing I realized about NFTs, which I thought was really odd. But I was like, you know what? I'm definitely not paying this. If I have to pay to list these things, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to be listing any NFTs. So I searched around the web a little bit more, not too long, and found a couple other sites that allowed me to list NFTs. One of them was called Mintable. And Mintable is where I guess Mark Cuban sold something and he owns part of the company. So I was like, okay, this is probably a good one. They seemed good. I liked what they did. What they do is they allow you to actually list your NFT for free. So there's no charge whatsoever. And there's no charge. And you can list as many as you want. So I thought that was cool. So I listed my first NFT. And what I realized, I played around with like prices. So I realized the higher you sell your list your NFT for, the lower that minting fee is. So like if I were to list something for like $1,000 for bidding, I realized that my end user would pay like $1,003. Like the minting fee was $3. So that, because the user pays that minting, so it'd be like $1,003. If I list an item for $1, they would charge the user like, $60. So the cheaper your item is, the more that minting fee is, the more money your end user actually has to pay. But there's no cost for me to list anything. So I was able to list on them. So I listed my NFT, and let's talk a little bit about that. So I go to list it, and it's not like necessarily like eBay. Like, you can't like put like multiple images because you're literally listing the image. But you have a couple of choices when you're listing your NFT. So the first one is, do you want the user to be able to resell this item? So, and I said yes, of course. If they're buying it, they should be able to resell it, right? That's what they're buying, like the copy of it. Next question was, do I want the user to own the copyright for this image? And I started thinking about that and thought that was interesting. And I said no, because this painting is the logo of my surfboard. Not only is this painting the logo of my surfboard, I love this logo, and I want to own copyright to it because I love it. I think it's awesome. It's really cool. I don't want to give away copyright, but you have to figure out like how much do you want to sell this for? How much? I just put $1,000 because A, I don't really care if I sell it. I'm just playing around, and B, that'd be really cool if someone actually bought this for that amount of money. But and I'm just kind of goofing around. I listed a couple of my pieces of art just to kind of see if people would they get hits or comments or anything. And I listed them. So I listed a bunch of things actually from $0 to $2,500 to see like just different price scales of what people are interested in and stuff. Just to kind of play around with it. And yeah, it's interesting. Now, here are my thoughts on the NFT. So that was like the process. And I'm going to do a whole video where I walk someone through that process and kind of show. That'll be not a live video. That'll be a video I upload like in the next day or two. But what I want to talk about is kind of my experience and thoughts on NFTs now that I've done it. And I have like 8 to 10 listed. So I've been like playing around with it and stuff. So here are my thoughts. I think that NFTs are a really cool idea and they're a really cool idea when used well. They make absolutely no sense for a lot of the ways they're currently being used. So let's talk about that. So when do I think NFTs are awesome? I think if I were to sell this drawing and I were to autograph it, I think that's pretty cool to have like the only printed autograph version of this piece of art. That's pretty cool. And they could sell that. I think that's cool. I think that having the copyright to an image or a song or whatever the NFT happens to be is really awesome. And I really like that idea. I mean, if someone had an image that I thought was really cool, like a logo, and I wanted the copyright to it and I could get it on NFT for like $100, $1,000, whatever it is, and I really need it, that's awesome. I like that too. This is like exactly what this is used for. I love that idea. I think that if it's a image that there's a bunch of and I don't really know if it's going to go up in value and I just think it's cool, I probably would just save the image as on my desktop and that's it. Like, what's the point? Why else? Like, what do I need it for? I don't need it protected in the blockchain at all. So that's where like I think this is like the part where I'm like, okay, some of this is cool, but some of this I just don't understand why anyone would want this. So I do think that the NFT idea is really cool. I think it's awesome for like music, art, different things like that you want to purchase the copyright or you want like a special version of it that's going to go up in value. I think it's awesome. I see a problem. I see a solution through NFTs. So that's really cool. I like that idea. As far as like just a general image that's not special, that you're not going to get copyright to, and you don't need copyright. I'm just saying those are two variations. Or like, why do you need the NFT doesn't make sense there. Like if someone were to have a song that I could buy on Spotify for $1, why would I ever want to buy it in NFT for like $1,000? I don't understand. And now if I was going to own the copyright, yeah, that's cool. If I was going to own like a special live version that no one else had that I could sell, yeah, that's pretty cool. Otherwise, yeah, don't really like it. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. All that's cool stuff. So that's what I learned as I went through the process. So those were the things I liked and disliked. Some of the weird things about it, the whole minting fee, they need to figure out how to wipe that out because people in either the end user and the person purchasing, the buyer and seller, they don't want to pay that. You're not paying that on eBay because that's in addition. Each of these companies, charge like 2%, 5% of the sale. So it's just like eBay where like you're paying like 10 to 12% total of whatever you sold to these companies that you're between your wallet and the seller. So they've got to figure that out. The next thing is I got to sign up for multiple services, just like eBay, PayPal, which is kind of a pain. Here are the things that need to happen for this technology to do better. One, there really needs to be like one company where all this stuff just is to make it easy, or the companies need to make it a lot easier. Get rid of that minting fee. Figure out how to get rid of it. Figure out how to combine your wallet with your things. It's just like one company doing one thing. I could definitely see eBay or Amazon or Google going in, taking over the whole NFT market. And in fact, I don't know why they haven't actually, because they can make it so much easier. And or even like app, I could see Apple doing it. Really going in, making it user friendly, making it super easy, explaining it to people in a really easy process of why you do this and when it makes sense. And making it just a very simple experience, and get rid of like that minting fee and some of the other things. Make it more like, sell for free, and if you sell, you pay the fee and stuff like that. Then I think it'll be really successful. Right now, I see some advantages. I see some cool stuff. I like the tech. It does solve a problem. So that's, one of the things I get concerned about in the whole crypto market in general is that a lot of people think crypto is the solution for everything, and that's not the case. A big problem I see in the crypto market is people are inventing problems and then trying to solve that invented problem or something that's not a problem with cryptocurrency when it doesn't make sense. If there's a problem and you think you come up, the solution happens to be crypto, that's a cool thing. But if there's not a problem and you're just inventing one, then crypto is not going to work in that case. I'm still at the point where I could care less about the difference between crypto and like real money and PayPal. Like I might as well just use PayPal for everything. But that's a whole nother issue, not part of this discussion. So those are kind of my overall thoughts about and my experience of, getting my first NFT, getting it up, putting it on a site, actually putting it for sale, walking through the whole entire process, seeing the kind of options you had when you list an NFT. What do I like? What do I dislike? What are the advantages, disadvantages? Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. So those are my thoughts on it. If you guys have any comments, please, 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 put them below in the discussion, or you might just be listening to this, but you can still put them there. And yeah, that's everything. Those are my thoughts on NFTs. I'm going to be putting a full video out on this very soon on my YouTube channel. I'm going to walk through the exact process. I did show everyone the websites, show them my actual NFT, what it looks like for sale, and all that kind of cool stuff.